It is indeed concerning that Parliament, which is the place where the opposition speaks, it also speaks to keep the party in power in check, because there is every chance of the party in power to turn into majority tyranny. And we have seen that in the last 10 years. And this time, because the Bharatiya Janata Party on its own has not been able to touch the halfway mark, are in a situation which is unacceptable to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Mr. Narendra Modi is not used to listening. He's not used to voices of dissent. And forget voices of dissent. He does not want to listen to anybody who is not speaking for him, not praising him, not talking about the greatness of the Vishwa Guru, etc., etc. But when Rahul Gandhi speaks, he does make Mr. Modi very uncomfortable. And we saw in the last Lok Sabha how this entire conspiracy literally unfolded before us when he took Mr. Adani's name, and how cases were literally opened and speeded up so that he could be convicted, sent to jail, because Mr. Modi didn't want to see him in parliament. Now, as leader of opposition, and convention says that the leader of opposition can speak whenever he wants to. Rahul Gandhi wanted to speak after Mr. Narendra Modi spoke on the Kumbh Mela. He wanted to talk on the unemployment in the country, but he was not allowed to speak. Why is that so? Because constitutional morality is missing now, and democracy will be in place only when there is constitutional morality, and that can happen only in parliament. Now, what Baba Sahib said on 4th November 1948, and I quote, constitutional morality is not a natural sentiment. It has to be cultivated, unquote. And this is something that the Prime Minister will definitely not be able to do. And the manner in which the Speaker of the House, Mr. Om Birla, literally walked off after adjourning the House is a question which has left everyone aghast. Why is it that when Rahul Gandhi ji wanted to speak, he was not allowed to speak, and Mr. Om Birla just walked off? Why did he adjourn the house and just walk off? Does he have any directions, or is he working on his own? It's for all of us to ask, and it's for all of us to wonder what is happening in Parliament. In the Parliament of India, if the opposition is not going to be allowed to speak, how do you even think that democracy is going to be safe? And when you talk about dissent, dissent is basically very vital for balance. It is not dominance that you talk about. And I'm quoting Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, because he is the one who said this. He is the one who believed that voices of dissent are integral for our democracy. And let me quote what he had said on 25th November 1949 during the adoption of the Constitution. Quote unquote, the working of a constitution does not depend wholly upon the nature of the constitution. The constitution can provide only the organs of state, such as the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The factors on which the working of those organs of the state depend are the people and the political parties they will set up as their instruments to carry out their wishes and their politics, unquote. So the principal architect of India's constitution during debates in the Constituent Assembly during 1946 to 1950 also emphasized the importance of a strong democratic system in the country, and all voices, including those of dissent, saying that the voices of dissent were as integral as the rest of the voices. He also underscored the opposition's critical role in keeping the ruling party accountable and ensuring that democracy does not devolve into majority tyranny. However, what we are seeing in Parliament is very concerning, and it is tragic, because Parliament should be a place where a collective nature should be exhibited. But this collective nature is nowhere to be seen, because those who believe in divisive politics certainly cannot understand the collective nature of parliament that the people of the country should be shown, should be seeing. And those who believe in the politics of divisiveness have created this gap between the opposition and themselves. There is this huge trust deficit, and inside parliament also you see conversations and discussions which ramble into attacks on the opposition, putting them down, demeaning them, and derogating them in every which way, which is indeed very sad. And if the leader of opposition, as per convention, has always been allowed to speak whenever he wants to, what is it and why is it that the Speaker of the House, Mr. Om Birla, does not allow him to speak? Whenever Rahul Gandhi stands up to speak, the Speaker starts finding frivolous issues and starts talking about them. Today also he started talking about an issue which was unsubstantiated, which was an entirely non-issue, a frivolous issue, something that the Speaker of the House should have avoided. Of course, BJP will make sure that there is no place for opposition anywhere in the country. They have been using CBI and ED. They have been stifling voices, independent voices. But make no mistake that the opposition is standing for the people of the country, and they are standing up against the government. If they don't want to listen to certain facts, those facts will not disappear. Those facts will literally be thrust into this government's face, and the government will have to answer to every question of the opposition, because the opposition is talking about the issues of the people of this country. The opposition is here to save the democracy and the constitution of this country. And make no mistake, not Mr. Om Birla, not Mr. Narendra Modi, not the entire BJP, not the tyrannical power that they are exhibiting and using against the opposition will stop the opposition for continuously taking them to task and bringing them to their knees before the country, before the Janta, Janardhan, before people who are the God of this democracy. Do share this video and learn to speak up. Nobody should be quiet. This is our country, our democracy, and the Constitution has given us the power to take this government to task on every issue that they fail in. Every time they refuse to listen to us, we have to make this government accountable, and together we will, because we can.